Hey everyone, this video has heavy spoilers regarding Darkrai for Pokemon Sleep, so if you're not interested in learning about these spoilers and you want to stay surprised for the actual event, please exit out of this video right now. But for those who are sticking around, let's get right into the spoilers. First of all, I want to say a huge thank you to Oscar on our Discord for sharing this with us. Now, this is from Twitter, from the user Koiki Pokesel. Sorry, I totally butchered that. But it is all in Japanese. Let's translate it to English and see what this is all about. Alright, so the text reads, Darkrai, unlocked as a reward for achieving rank 13. So you need 4.5 billion Jowsy power in order to achieve rank 13. And it appears in the next research after unlocking it. 1 per person, ? It can be researched together with Cresselia, so you can have a Darkrai and Cresselia show up at the same time if you decide to pop a Cresselia incense. Can be added without a sub. I'm not really sure what this means or if this is just poor translation. Moving on, all special skills. No sub skills. Highest EXP table ever. Main skill is Nightmare, or in the English translation, it's called Bad Dreams. Unleash your power with new items. So it seems like we get to build our Darkrai. Alright, but let's take a look at this video, which we're not going to understand. So it's a critical capture. It seems like you didn't need to select any cookies for it either. And yeah, so there's that. Let's take a look at this. Alright, so if we take the image on Twitter and plop it into Google Translate, you'll see on the top right where it usually tells you what the specialty of that Pokemon is. It says or. I am not sure what or means. I think this is a poor translation. Unfortunately, I cannot read Japanese or understand it. But if we take a scroll down, we'll see that it has 2 berries. And this is usually what is shown when you have either a berry farmer, or if it's not a berry farmer, that means that the sub skill at level 10 is berry finding. So keep that in mind. If we look at the ingredients, the first slot is sausages. The frequency is 45 minutes and 55 seconds, and the carry limit is 28. Ingredient 30 and 60 is blank, so not sure how that's going to work out. Let's take a look at the main skill because this is really interesting. So we already knew that the skill is called Nightmare or Bad Dreams in the English translation. It's a charge strength M main skill, probably one of the best main skills in the game. And you see over here, it increases Snorlax energy by 2,640. Keep in mind about that number. And as we know, for every non-dark type Pokemon on the team, Pokemon's health will decrease. Now we know by what number. It's going to be by 12. And then you see over here, all these skills are blank. It seems like the first 2 are unlocked, but there is no berry finding here. So we have 2 over here. It doesn't say berry specialist. So when the text over here says all special skills, does it mean all specialty? So skill, ingredient, and berry? So I want to take some time to talk about the amount of energy that you get at level 1 for Nightmare, because it is 2,640. When we compare those numbers to the regular charge strength M at level 1, you only get over here, you see 880. So Darkrai is very strong, and that's super exciting to see. And then you'll see over here at the end where it usually tells you what nature it is. The translation is weird again, and it says no special features. So I don't know whether or not Darkrai is just going to be a neutral nature, or maybe this is just something that doesn't apply to it at all. Now, the Twitter post also had this picture and this one. So let's translate that and let's see what it says as well. Alright, so something special, or we saw that for the specialty typing. And we'll see over here, it does confirm that suspicion that for the specialty, it is going to be all of it. So berry finding, ingredient finding, and skill specialist. It's a Pokemon that has all of those characteristics, which is a first for Pokemon Sleep. We have not seen that with the legendary Pokemons. This is the first mythical Pokemon, so this is something new, something special, and it's quite exciting to see. Alright, so when we translate this image over here, we're going to read from left to right. The first thing from Dr. Noroli reads, however, the current Darkrai it seems like you're not using your full power. So we've seen that because it is missing sub-skills and the ingredients unlocked at level 30 and 60. Alright, the middle text reads, Darkrai seems to have dropped something. Perhaps it will release power. Maybe that's the key. And then you see the image in the very middle, that nut or seed looking thing. That seems to be what we need in order to feed it to Darkrai and unlock more of its powers. And then finally at the very right, apparently there is still a mystery surrounding Darkrai. Stay tuned for updates after the event. So there's also this image, but you'll see on the right when we translate the post, it says Darkrai's main skill is Nightmare, and at maximum skill level 6, it'll give you a whopping 13k strength added to your Snorlax rating. So that is approximately twice as much energy as the normal charge strength M. So if we look at charge strength M at level 6, it is 4.5k, and at level 7, it is 6.4k. So that is definitely approximately 2 times more. And this is the translation of the screenshot we were looking at a moment ago. So basically telling us that at main skill level 6, this is the energy or strength that you get from it whenever it procs. Good to know though that the amount of energy decreased by helper Pokemon that aren't dark type still stays at 12. So energy is always going to be a very important aspect of this game because energy is a great determining factor of how helpful your helper Pokemon will be. So you ideally want it to be full energy throughout the day, which is why it's important to have a healer on your team. And if you're using Darkrai and they're not dark type Pokemon, they're going to be penalized. So ideally you would want to always have a healer Pokemon on your team during the day. But on top of this, Pokemon with energy down natures will be penalized even more. They already get penalized because when you are getting heals from healer Pokemon, they get less heals than other Pokemon who don't have energy down nature. Energy down also affects the amount of energy recovered when you do your long sleep sessions, so they're not going to hit 100% after a long sleep. And now I'm thinking that if you have an energy down nature, this might reduce it even more. To me, that makes sense because usually with energy up natured Pokemon, if you heal them, they get more heals, right? So if this is going to decrease the energy of helper Pokemon, I could see that the game would penalize energy down Pokemon even more by removing even more energy. But would they do something like that? I don't know. I think they would because let's say we have 3 Pokemon, right? So let's say I got 3 Pokemon. This one here is energy up nature. This one here has like not an energy down or up nature. It just has like something else down. Like so let's say EXP down. So the middle one over here is EXP down. And then this one over here, this one has energy down. So if Darkrai were to use its skill, energy up nature would not be affected so much. It will still have its energy taken down, but not as much as it would if it didn't have energy up. And then our Pokemon over here who has EXP down, they will get reduced by the normal rate, normal amount of energy down when Darkrai pops its skill. And then energy down Pokemon, they're gonna take a massive hit. Okay, so even more reason for you to not want energy down nature. I do have some Pokemon that I've invested in that are energy down, but I always have a healer, so it doesn't hurt too much. I guess we'll see how well Darkrai plays with other Pokemon for it to really matter. It is a dark type sleep style. So dark type favorite berry is found in the tundra. So that is dark type berries, ice type berries, and something else, I forget. So there was also this one over here. Let's translate this together. And this pretty much confirms that it is considered a special Pokemon. Legendary Pokemon are also considered special Pokemon. And with special Pokemon, you're only allowed to use one on your team. So it seems like you won't be able to use like Darkrai Cresselia or Darkrai Raikou, etc. You can only have one special Pokemon on your team at a given time. And that pretty much covers all of these screenshots that were provided in that Twitter post. I will link it in the description for you guys to check it out yourself so you could take a look as well. But that is very interesting. So I have thoughts about this. First of all, it seems like you're doing like a build your own Darkrai thing. You have an item that will unlock more of its powers and potentials. Is it going to be random when you get to use that item, or do you get to select like which ingredients you want to put in, which sub skills you want to put in? So if that's the case, it'll be definitely very interesting to see what people's opinions on what the best is. But also the best is really subjective to your play style and where you find yourself yourself most often too. Or maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe there is an absolute best when it comes to this. What do you think? Very exciting to see the main skill. I think that is like, dare I say, maybe the most broken main skill we've seen so far. 13k at level 6. That is really crazy. And I think area bonus increases that as well, because I noticed that with my Espeon, when it triggers its skill, there's some areas where the numbers are higher than others. So yeah, I mean, sky's the limit, right? But also, because we're doing this kind of like build your own Darkrai thing, does this mean that this one is the only one we'll be able to catch? So does that mean will new players not have the opportunity to catch a Darkrai? Or are we going to have instances where we will see Darkrai again for those who have missed this event? And if that's the case, then maybe players who have already unlocked Darkrai won't be able to meet Darkrai again or catch Darkrai in the future. But I think the overall excitement from this is really the fact that they've never done anything like this before. Up until now, we've seen 3 different versions of the legendary type event. I'm not talking about the Cresselia one, but the Raikou, Entei, and Suicune one, and they were pretty much copy-paste of each other. Cresselia event, that was a little different because we had the event Drowsy Power, so that was new, also fun because it feels like we're all working together. And then we knew that Darkrai was going to come, we didn't know exactly how, and then during the weekend, data miners released that at rank 13, you do encounter Darkrai if you meet the event rank 13 mission objective, so you need 4.5 billion Drowsy Power in order to unlock that. And then we get this dropped on our lap. More information about Darkrai. There's like missing ingredients, missing sub-skills. It's a berry ingredient and skill type specialist. This is probably the most exciting thing that has happened to Pokemon Sleep yet. And I know I probably said that when the Cresselia versus Darkrai event came out, but I just got to say that Pokemon Sleep has done a really, really great job since its release at just making the game fun and fresh. I've been playing since almost around release date, and this is probably the longest mobile type game that I've played on my phone, and I've thoroughly enjoyed every part of it, and this just makes it even more exciting. So tell me what you guys think about everything we talked about today. Do you have any theories regarding anything that we've discussed? And yeah, what would be your perfect Darkrai? What would be the ingredients you want, the sub-skills you want, the nature that you want? Yeah, this was a very exciting video to make. I hope you guys enjoyed that as well. If you did, please give the video a like, comment, and consider subscribing to the channel. I will see you guys in the next video. Let me know what you think. Take care, good luck, and have fun, guys. Bye. Every other night I know the movie came